Hello and welcome to my Sins of the Solar Empire tutorial video. This video is intended for beginners to the game. There are three races in Sins of the Solar Empire. There is the Tech, the Advent, and the Varsari. The only real differences between races are the fact that technology trees and units are different, but I have to say there aren't really giant differences between the races, so it's really whatever you. This video will go over just simple gameplay mechanics. It's just explain to you and introduce you to the world of Sins without overwhelming information. When you first start a game, you'll have your home planet, your main planet, your capital planet, and nothing else. I'm going to go over the user interface of the game. This is a little shortcut icon here. You can see that my icon has three things. It has two construction frigates, which make buildings, and a frigate factory, which constructs ships. We have a search function, which lets you easily find any type of factory, starbases, artifacts, logistical slots, whatnot. Very, very useful once you get into a large game. Stack option. Of course, we have your name, your menu button, zoom to cursor option button. Cinematic mode, which just pretty much toggles the segmented lines. We have our diplomacy button, which if you click on yourself, you can see the statistical data of how well you're doing compared to the other players. AI, they'll occasionally give you missions. With real players, you can trade resources, you can ally each other, offer ceasefire, whatnot. Research button. We've got military research, defensive research, civilian research, affiliate logistics, artifacts, and if you want to research civilian research, you have to build civic research stations. If you want to research defense or military-based researches, you have to build military labs. Criminal underground button. There's pretty much only two things in here. There's the black market and the pirates. The black market is pretty much your source for trading things. You can see it's also up here in the right top as well. It lets you quickly trade resources. Pirates. The thing pirates works is that there's a pirate counter. When it goes up, it will attack whoever is wanted. Right now, it selected me randomly. Now, since everybody has zero tribute at the start, zero bounty at the start, it will just pick a random person to attack her first. I don't want to be attacked. I've got plenty of money. I'll raise the tribute on the Salundi guy. Population cap meters here. We've got a capital ship meter, which shows us how many capital ships we can have at one time. Fleet supply. This is for smaller normal ships such as cruisers and frigates. There are three resources in Sins: credits, metal, and crystal. Credits are attained by planets giving taxes, and now you can increase how much tax you get by upgrading the civilian infrastructure in the develop planet option when you click on a planet. This little bar down here in the UI, this is the scuttle button, which lets you destroy or abandon planets. So if I press this right now, I would abandon my only planet, making me lose. If you're used to RTSs, you obviously know that everybody goes to the building and build, right? We'll go to the factory, you can click on, you can build stuff like that. I've just built a scout frigate. You don't have to do that since it's the Solar Empire. You can be zoomed out like this. You can just click on the planet. You can go to frigates and just click that. And that's that. So you could have like 10 factories on the planet and it'll even out all by itself. Speaking of which, you can do the same thing for when you're constructing buildings. You can choose to select a construction frigate and choose stuff you want to build yourself. Or you can do, like I said before, and just use the planet shortcut and you go to logistical structures and you build whatever you want. Let's delve deeper into the options that we have for planet development. We, of course, like I said before, civilian infrastructure pretty much means more civilians, which means more taxes, which equals to more credits. Emergency facilities. It increases planet health and also lets planets recover from planet bombardment much, much quicker. Explore planet. The way this works is when you explore a planet, you have a chance of finding artifacts, which is here in the research section, and you go into the artifacts section. And now, designate capital planet. The way this works is that, well, first of all, I only have one planet, so this is my capital planet. When you have more planets around, planets near your capital planet will have a higher allegiance. Logistical capacity. This logistical and tactical. Now, I'll kind of skip out and show you all the logistical stuff. Logistical means factories, capital ship factories, research stations, trade ports, refineries, broadcast center, economical things. Tactical facilities means stuff like guns, defense, minefields, hangar defense, repair platforms, so shield defenders, stuff like that.
Attacking an empire.
You can only unlock research with 2 buildings, the military lab and the civic research station. Research is split into 2 sections, like I described before, civilian and military. Military fits in with defense. Defense is military, it just happens to be a different tab. I've built 2 civic research stations, which grants me 2 lanes of upgrades. You can see these are all upgrades. I can click them. Now, the good thing is that I can do pretty much anything in here. I can line it up. You can see they won't actually research until this is done. You can see it's researching. You do not need more than 8 civic stations, because past that it's going to be useless. Same with military as well. You can see in this map I'm actually a little higher in terms of empire, and I actually have 6 people playing with me just to demonstrate diplomacy a little bit. Now you can see that these people have 0 happiness with me because they are not my allies. Now this guy, he's giving me pretty much the most generalized computer mission that you can get. Just give money. Give him money. And you can see the second you do that, depending on the reward or the penalty, your happiness with the different factions will change. And that's if you're at 25% with computers, you can offer them a trade alliance, and they will. It's a little time, and there we go. Fine. The way trade alliance works is if you get your trade port research done, which I actually have done already, as you can see, orbital comets, which unlocks the trade port. This is a logistical structure, and I'm going to place the trade port around here. The game does reward you for creating longer trade routes, so instead of having like a smaller bunched up planets with station routes, maybe you should build like a longer line of trade routes. That does seem to be more rewarding. And of course, diplomacy also gets a little higher if you get more happiness. They'll offer ceasefires and the peace treaties, ship vision, whatnot. It'll keep it up. See, my tactical structures are practically maxed out. I have gas, I don't know. Mines. Space mines are very, very crucial in my opinion. They do a great job. They actually aren't very cheap. They aren't very cheap, but if you have sufficient metal, they are great defensive structures, because you can build tons of them, and they don't actually take up any tactical slots, other than just maxing out your space mine count. And I also place my trade ports at every single interval of my planets, usually around the edge, so that trade ships can get in and out as quickly as possible. And that is how I build defensive structures. Welcome to sort of the next chapter in my tutorial. I've actually... This describes the careful choice of tactical and military decisions, as I was talking before. Look at these ships. Look at this. Look how... Do you see how slow these ships are going? It takes literally minutes for them to reach different star systems. So you want to make decisions very carefully when you're sending ships in and out, back and forth between stars and planets when you're playing on maps like this, because it makes a huge difference. If you send an attack party out to another star and you get attacked while they're out, it's going to take a long time for them to return. So this is my home planet. My home planet actually started off here. This used to be my home planet when I started the game. I moved it here. Why? Because of planet allegiance. This planet allegiance is 110%. The one on the edge here is 65%. This asteroid is 50%. This is a lot better than this being the capital planet. And this used to be nearly like 10% planet allegiance. That is not good, because as you can see on this map, the only entry point to my little world or society or empire here is through this star system. So you want allegiance to be higher on points where there are more combat space forts. And I only need them here. I don't need them here. I need them on the sides, because that's where the ships are going to be going if they ever phase jump into my system. You can see here planets nearby also are just totally decked out in defense. We have hangar defenses, we have gas turrets. Hangar defense works as they just house little squadrons of bombers and fighters. You can choose either one. So make sure to clear the area that you want to colonize, obviously, because you want to live there too. That's kind of straightforward. Pretty much colony ships actually have the colonize ability autocast. See, what they actually do is send out like a little packet thing. You can see that? See that? Those are little colony packs or whatnot. I'm not sure what to call them. And the thing with planets are, if they're uninhabited, they will start off with full health, but if you attack the planet and take it over, you will start over from whatever health you reduced it to. So you can see right now the health is actually quite... The first thing I do when I get a planet is increase civilian infrastructure, like I said before. Then I get all my metal extractors and crystal extractors out, too. And that pretty much sets it up. We have 3 of my capital ships specifically designed for sieging planets. Here we go. Speed it up to 2 times. Siege planet bombardment can only be done by ships that specialize in it. Some cruisers can do it, some frigates can do it. Not all. Well, all capital ships can do it though. But you can see that planet bombardment is really awesome because they shoot giant fucking cannons at the planet. Well, yeah, that is planet bombardment. Once you do that, whatever was living on a planet's wiped out. You gotta bring a colony frigate in and colonize it, and it is yours. That is not also the only way to take over planets. You can also take over planets by allegiance. And you can do that with broadcast centers, which is here on my home planet. Broadcast centers, right there. Broadcast centers will slowly try to convert other planets around near it to your allegiance. And if other people try to do that to you, you can temporarily place your own capital ships near your cities, and that will slow down the effects of allegiance shifting. Anyway, that was my short tutorial of Sins of the Solar Empire. This is not the largest map in the game. There are much longer maps that can take even possibly weeks to finish. This is a very large scale game. I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you have fun playing Sins of the Solar Empire. Thanks for watching.